Okay, we are live. So you saw the title. The door's closed. It's very late at night right now. I was actually gonna do this tomorrow, and then I realized I had shit to do tomorrow. So I'm not doing it tomorrow. I'm doing it tonight. It's like 10 a.m. right now. Okay, I know some of you hermit crabs. Okay, fucking stay up till like 4 a.m. and wake up at 2 p.m. I don't do that. I got shit to do. Okay, I can't. This is why I don't upload every single day about manga. All right, I got shit to do. I'm just gonna do my reading log, and then I'll see you next month. I don't have a manga. I told you I don't like do manga hauls anymore. Well, eventually I will. I'll do like a huge manga haul probably at the end of the year for December, and for Christmas. I don't really do that anymore. I did a small manga haul for September. I did like 5 volumes. I showed you. Yeah, I did, a small manga haul, and then the only thing I'm collecting right now is just new shit from new series that I like. Like whenever a new Kaiju volume comes out, buying it. Blue Lock volume comes out, buying it. Showa Shoten, buying it. Kage-sama, you get the point. I'm not gonna be buying any more new series, like for a while at least. Cause I got so much shit to read. There's no point. Also, as you can see here, there's no manga here anymore. That should be apparent how much I read this month. I think I read 46 volumes. I gotta check. Give me 1 second. Go to my list. And then, okay, go to rating. Go to agency. Go. Hold the freaking phone. Okay, do that. And then go over here. And do this. I read 43 volumes, so that's great. I'll put this over here. So, I got my thing to see what, volumes I read and stuff. We're just gonna get into it actually like right now. I'm not gonna dilly-dally anymore. I talked about the manga stuff. Honestly, I read a lot this month. Not really any, I read, a lot of... I didn't really read, a bunch of different series, Like, I just read well, I did read a bunch of different series, but I read as much as I could have. Okay. You know how I like to do this. At least I hope you know how I like to do this. I usually just show off I do it from worst to best. So, whatever I show off now, is the worst volume, and then it'll gradually get to the best. I rank all, well, not the volume, the series. First, we've got Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun, Volume 3. This was not bad. I'm going to make that apparent now. This was not bad. It was very good, actually. Again, this series just continues to be wholesome, like always. A crazy plot twist at the end, by the way. I don't know how that's going to, shape up in the next volume, but it sure turned out pretty good. I am a pretty big fan of this series, so, when the next volume comes out in like 2 months, I think, I'll read it. And just, I'm having a lot of fun with this series. It's just a lot of fun, just wacky hijinks, basically. Okay, this is going, where does it go? I have all my manga on this side. I guess I could put it on this side. I'll put it on this side for now, yeah. We'll work with it. I have a bunch of trash over here because I was opening manga. I literally opened manga before this. Okay. But I didn't film it, so you're just going to have to live with it. Okay. The next thing I read was 3 volumes, actually. I bought the box set of this. I'm surprised. It's Claymore, volumes 1, 2, and 3. I read to volumes 1, 2, and 3, and everyone was saying it was amazing. They said it was like a female version of Berserk, and I was like, that's awesome. I never read Berserk. I'm planning on it. If they make a box set of it, like if they made like 2 big box sets, like Viz box sets, I'd be in fucking, love. Like that'd be my heaven. So just buy the 2 box sets and I'm done with it. Because there's 40 volumes. Both box sets has 20 volumes, like fucking get it over with. You can make $1 billion right there, Yen Press. Is it? No, Dark Horse. Fuck. Don't matter. I was surprised by these because I heard it was amazing, but it was just good. It wasn't like, I mean, it wasn't bad, but it was just kind of good. The art is very of its time. I will say that. It's very smooth and very like fluid, which is, you know, a good thing. But it's very of its time. There's like not really much detail happening, and there's a lot of white backgrounds that are kind of noticeable. I'm fine with white backgrounds, but it has to be when you're focusing on a certain thing. But when characters are just like walking and shit and there's just white backgrounds for no reason, it kind of just feels lazy. But I literally heard that right after this volume, it gets a lot better. So I kind of just shot myself in the foot. So, you know, eventually I'll pick it back up, but I don't know. You know, like I'll pick it back up. Don't worry. Next, I read 2 volumes of one series, Golden Kamuy, volumes 2 and 3. I really tried to like this series, man. I really tried. I read the first volume. I enjoyed it. Read the next 2 volumes. I enjoyed it. But I can't read this series. There's too much dialogue, and there's not enough shit going on. It feels like nothing's going on at some point. Some points it feels like everything's going on. It feels like it's fucking the end of the world. But at some points it feels like there's nothing going on. But I'm gonna keep reading it. If it feels very like it feels like my, you know, my good like friend, you know, like this series kind of like when the characters are just talking and having fun, and the girl's like, oh, you're eating poop and stuff like that. That's my favorite part of this series, when they're just talking and having fun, because it's enjoyable to read. But when they start getting into like the politics of it and stuff, I don't think it's very well paced. I don't think it's very well like written and stuff. But maybe it'll get better. It kind of feels like they went on this journey to find the ultimate treasure or whatever, but it kind of feels like they forgot about it. Which I know a lot of things are happening in the manga right now, but you know what? If I'm going to read a 38-volume series, it better keep me engaged for all 38 volumes. And so far, for volumes 2 and 3, it did not do that. And I'm looking at volume 4, I was looking at it, it's a lot thicker, a lot more words. So, I'm just not even, I'll save that for a day when I'm bored as fuck. Next, I got Windbreaker Volume 1. Again, heavily enjoyed this one. I heard it's like Tokyo Revengers. Never read Tokyo Revengers. I almost picked it up one time, but then I realized you know, I usually pay with cash because I don't like using my credit card. I didn't have enough money, so I fucking returned it. Well, I didn't return it. I just didn't buy it. I didn't bring enough money with me, so you know, I fucked up on that part. Whatever. I got Windbreaker though. It's a fun series. I know it's gonna be a lot better. If like the character development, like the seeds they're planting and all the characters, I'm very excited for. When I say I can't wait, I definitely could, but I can't wait. Next, we got another 3-volume series. Those 3 volumes are Showa Shoten, volumes 1, 2, and 3. Big fan of this. Same guys who made Death Note. I cannot stand Death Note, by the way. It's very good, but there's too much dialogue. I noticed in the series they, you know, talk about a lot of characters who don't matter to me. The main point of Death Note to me is Light and L. But then when they're talking about the fucking Light's dad and the fucking detectives who also work there, and like, it's great that, you know, it's not all high paced, because it wouldn't feel like good. But like I can't, if you're not gonna make something like high paced, you can't put a shit ton of dialogue, because then it feels like we're going nowhere. That's how I feel. Like even in stuff like Blue Lock, where it's not very high paced and like in between rounds and whatever, and they're just talking, the way the panels are stylized and the way like how there's not much dialogue to be found in each page. There's a lot of dialogue in Blue Lock, but not in every single page. Makes it a lot easier to read, because it feels like I'm flying through this series, even though the characters are just talking. It gives me that dopamine rush of I'm reading the book, you know. But yeah, I read these 3 volumes. Very, very good. I think these are some of like the best visual metaphors I've seen in a while, I'd say. not like best ever, but these are some, like, they have like a very good visual metaphor. Like the one about the dam when the wave of laughter, like that was pretty cool. I thought, like, that was sick as fuck. Alright, please don't. The covers are so slimy. It's like, well, except for these covers. Next, another 3-volume series, and I actually finished this one. It is Golden Sheep, The Golden Sheep. Volumes 1, 2, and 3. This is good. It's just good. I like the boxer guy. I like Sora, I think. I like her as well. It has the same problems as Boys Abyss, which we'll get to literally right after this. That it kind of just feels like depressing for no reason. But it feels very well paced. Where it's a lot well paced than Boys Abyss. I'm ragging on that manga, but I actually like it. Where the characters don't start out depressing. Like, they show in the first couple, like, panels, they show a character about to commit suicide, basically. And we're like, why is he doing that? And then, furthermore, in the chapters, we get to see why in their life and this and that. And it makes more sense. In Boys Abyss, we get introduced to a character. He starts off depressed, and then he wants to commit suicide. Which is sad, but I don't feel attached to this character enough to care. Like, I guess I might as well just do this as well with Boys Abyss. I don't have enough relations with this character to care about that. I liked Volume 2 a lot more than Volume 1 because it directly impacted our main character. I thought that if they put Volume 2 ahead of Volume 1, basically, it would have been a lot better. I honestly think that. Let me put Golden Sheep down. I didn't really talk about Golden Sheep, but, you know, that's Golden Sheep. I thought it would have been a lot better and, like, a lot more, like, well-paced because we get introduced to the character. He likes an idol. The idol wants to commit suicide with him, right? But we don't know, like, we know why, but we don't see him, like, being affected by it, you know? Like, you could show us some of the worst things in the world. Like, okay, I saw this great video. I forgot who it was, but I saw a great video about why people cry when they see, like, movies and stuff. And it's not because of, like, the people dying, but it's because of the way people react to it, you know? The story plots aren't sad because we don't see him reacting to the stuff that's affected by him, you know? It's not a clear enough reaction for us to care. For me as an audience to care about him. He just goes through some really bad stuff. Like, I'm not saying that it's, like, easy, you know, like, I would be fine. I wouldn't. But he doesn't have a good enough reaction, and we don't have a good enough, like, relationship with this character for me to care, at least. I don't know how people can say this shit's a masterpiece when, like, there's a storyline in the second volume, which I think I know where they're going with it, but I don't really know where they're going with it, where the main character's best friend is, like, falling in love with an author of her book, right? And you can already tell it's going to get to some bad stuff, right? Like, that's good stuff right there because you're building up to it. But if you make this character immediately depressed and wants to kill himself, the idea of the suicide is the only thing that's affecting you. It's not the actual character. It would be like in One Piece if we started off with Luffy, if we started off in Sabaody. It would be like that. Or if we started off in Arlong Park. Like, we have no connection to these characters. It's sad what's happening, but, like, if the first chapter of One Piece was Nami putting the fucking thing in her arm and, you know, screaming and stuff, like, that's sad, but we have no relation to that, so why should I be saddened by it, you know? It's like, your mind, you know, can register that it's sad, but you're not gonna cry over it. You're not connected by it, you know? Sorry, I just went on that weird tangent there. Next, another 2-volume series, just like Boys Abyss. Gantz. Well, I guess it's 6 volumes, technically, because it's an omnibus. Gantz is always good. I want to read Volume 9, honestly. I really don't know how they're gonna get through this. There's a guy who's 100 fucking points. How the fuck do they kill this guy? And they don't even have, the main character. They don't even have him. He's dead. The main character literally died. It's, like, obviously they have to get through it, so the main character lives on, right? Because they can't just continue Gans without the main character. But he literally dies. Bro, I'm so happy that Kato's back, bro. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. You do not understand how happy I am. I'm so happy. And I can't believe they just killed off Izumi like that. That was crazy. It felt like out of nowhere. He'll probably come back. Like, they'll revive him somehow. But it felt like... Because he felt like the new Kato, but not really, you know? Like, he felt like the newest, like, side character that's, like... That rivals the main character, you know? And that's kind of like what Kato was with the old main character. I forgot his name. The old main character, but now he has the new main character. He's more compassionate. So they need to create a side character who's less compassionate. You know, they kind of flip the roles there. But I guess if you bring Kato back, you don't really need him anymore. So, you know, whatever. Next is Blue Box Volume 6. This manga had me screaming in the first fucking pages. Look at this fucking shit. I was screaming to the top of my lungs. Oh my god, bro. She fucking go, I'm in love with you. You can't do that to me, bro. This is what I'm talking about, a good romance. A love confession this early on, out of like the love triangle in here. Beautiful. Amazing. Amazing. Like, and you can definitely, I like how she doesn't start off with romance for the main character. You can definitely like progressively see the romance happening. And it's not just like an instant thing. Like, it's fine that the main character instantly has a crush on her. But I like how it's not reciprocated. But she's slowly like, she's like, why am I jealous of her? Or like, why do I take interest in this? You know? It's like she's slowly developing a crush. I love this, bro. It's definitely when this series finishes and if it has a good ending, it might be my favorite romance. It might beat out Kaguya-sama. I don't read Kaguya-sama for the romance anyway. I read it for the comedy. It's probably the second funniest story I've ever read, behind Zom 100. And I read that for the romance. No, I don't. I read that shit because it's awesome. Alright, next, we have an 8-volume series. A series that I have finished. We are almost done, by the way. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 different series left. And we're like halfway through it, though. Because it's a big chunk. We have 8-volume series. This series, I'm going to just put it down. And I'm going to take out the first volume. Is Fire Punch. What the actual frick? How do I tell you? Like, this manga is literally insane. It's amazing. This manga is amazing. You know that, like, memed, like, panel where, you know, Taki has, like, the face and everyone, like, his name's not even Taki, probably. It's probably, it's like a Agni. Yeah, Agni. Agni has, like, the face, and everyone makes, like, the memes about it, and there's the baby with the face. And I think you know what I'm talking about. You might not. Just look up Agni face meme Fire Punch. You'll fucking find it. That shit had me shook into my core. Like, that one, like, scared me. It scared me. This manga is amazing. Like, just showing the character progression of Agni, and like the panel, it was like a full 2-page spread where everyone's praying to Agni. Oh my! I had like chills all throughout my body. This series is so good at just building up like tension and like moments and just sad like shocking moments. I wouldn't say sad, but just shocking moments. Like when Togeda died, that shit was sad as fuck. Like, there's so many things that are built up and so well paced that is just so amazing. You're probably wondering, why the fuck is it so low then? Because I have other series above it. But why is it so low? Short answer is, I think the ending is a bit messy. I think it's a good ending for the series. I think it makes sense. And I think, I know the series is, like, it had a good ending, but I think it's very messy in how he takes it. I think it's more of a thing where Tatsuki Fujimoto had the ending in his mind, but he didn't really know how to put it down to paper, so he kind of just scrambled, and It was a good ending. Don't get me wrong. It was just very like very messy. It was very like very wet. I think I hope you know what I mean. Also, they talk about like they'll introduce a bunch of characters. Like they introduce like 3 characters, and we don't get their backstory. We don't get like their reason for fighting. They're just characters. I think that's a problem that Tatsuki Fujimoto has, in a lot of his like long running stories. Well, 2 long running stories, Fire Punch and Chainsaw Man. He introduces a lot of these characters and then just die immediately, or they get shafted, or they don't come back ever. Like, remember the time when, like, Denji in Chainsaw Man, you know, people found out about Denji and there was like a whole like arc about people trying to kill him, and we got introduced to like 8 people who were trying to kill him, and the only one I can remember is the girl who said Halloween. I can't remember the other 7. There was a girl with an eye patch, there was a girl who said Halloween, and that's it. I can't remember anyone else. Like, Tatsuki Fujimoto does an awful job at he does a good job at introducing characters, but he does an awful job at like keeping that, you know? Like, he can introduce like an amazing cast of characters that are also interesting and unique and you really want to learn about them, and just say, fuck this. I'm gonna just like talk about this one girl who's still in the story for some reason. I'm talking about Nagata? I don't remember. I don't even remember her name. That's how unimportant she is. She was like the filmer in Togata's movie. And oh my god, the scene where Agni is watching the movie of like Togata's movie. Oh my god, I was crying, bro. She was so sad. This series is so good. Oh my god. We're getting into the really good stuff. Like, all of the manga I'm talking about is good. But now we're getting into the stuff that is like, it could be considered masterpiece. I don't say that lightly. There's only 6, maybe 7, maybe 8 different manga series that I would consider a masterpiece. The 7 and 8 are The Boxer and The Horizon. Just until they, like, when I read the endings of them, or, you know, like, finish them, I know they're going to be masterpieces. I just got to finish them. Alright, next, we've got, I probably should have put this lower than Fire Punch, but I fucking love this series. It's Alice in Borderland Volume 7. God, what a volume, what a series, what a everything, man. This series is so good. The ending of this volume was so, chef kiss. Where he's like, oh, I'm sorry that I couldn't save you. The King of Spades. I was like, oh, my heart. Weird volume, by the way. The main character was not in this at all. The main character was not in this volume. I think people will get upset about that, but I think Haruo also does an amazing job at making compelling characters, even when the main character isn't there. Like, I enjoy the main story as much as I enjoy the side stories. Flip it. I enjoy the side stories as much as I enjoy the main story. Just because he's such a good writer and he's such a good, like, introducer of characters. This series is just so freaking good. I never thought I would need, like, the 3 characters. I never thought I would need their dynamic in this manga. It was so amazing. And I'm just asking, this is me praying, actually. I'm just asking, what was the point of the Jack of Hearts game? What was the point? Unless they put, you know, the people from the Jack of Hearts game in the actual story, which I want, because I freaking love Yoba. I forgot his name, but the guy who, like, kills the girl. He's probably, if he comes back and, like, does shit, he's going to be my favorite character in this manga. He's a Giga Chan. I shouldn't say that, because he's, like, a mass murderer. But he's literally, like, what a lot of people want to be, which I don't agree with. But he's, like, I'm not even going to get into that debate, because I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about Alice in Borderland being a masterpiece. Remember when I said I only considered, like, 6, maybe 7 or 8 series to be masterpieceful? This is one of these series. And just reading Haruo Aso's other works gets me so excited for the ending, because I know the ending's about to be fire. I already know. Okay, it's volume 7. Speaking of Haruo Aso and his other works, we have volumes 1 through 7 of Hidden Closer. Yeah, I'm gonna not even talk about this series very much. I'm just gonna say this. Hidden Closer probably has one of the best endings I've ever read in manga. The ending is so profound, so amazing, so well written, paced, drawn, just showcased I've ever read. The only endings that beat this out are Your Lie in April and Haikyuu. And, you know, there might be some I'm forgetting. But this ending is so amazing. I liked it more than Slam Dunk's ending, honestly. I'm trying to look around my room to see, like, other manga that I've finished and, you know, I know the ending of. And I can't find one that I like better. I can't. I literally can't. Unless Blue Period's ending's probably going to be it's probably going to be amazing. But, and Blood on the Tracks. I haven't read volume 14 yet because I'm waiting for volume 15 because those volumes take like 3 minutes to finish. But, you know, whatever. Like, just the way it's paced, it's shown, it's just like written, it's drawn, it's fucking everything. It is so perfect. It brings all the themes of this story together. It brings all the characters together. It finishes out all the character arcs that have been here between Hide and Closer. Get it? Hide and Closer and Hide. Because that's the series name. The character arc that they gave for Closer from beginning to end, amazing character arc. It's very simple, but it's so well executed that you just can't not love it. Like, there's like these tiny little scenes around the end of the, you know, series with Closer, got me so hyped because I know he used to never act like this, and it's not like he just suddenly changed. You can see his growth. He learns lessons. It's very, especially in the beginning, it's very Villain of the Week-esque. It's very Villain of the Week, but it's not just Villain of the Week to have filler. It's actually giving Closer development and giving High development, and it's giving, and it's like, you know, adding more tension where it's like High doesn't have much magic left, and Closer, you know, is learning new skills and stuff, and especially when they first meet the Watch in the Window, it picks up so much, and it does it so well. I literally could not, like, the only issue I have with this, the first 3 volumes, a bit slow. Actually, very slow. I would say they're very slow. You really need to be a fan of, like, anime and manga. Like, I'm not saying that, you know, to be like, oh, you can only read this if you like. No, it's very like 90s television like it's very like, look at the style of this. It's an acquired taste. You know, like, you can't just read this after reading like fucking Berserk. You know, Berserk is, you know, at least I've heard and I've seen masterpieceful. You know, like, it's beautiful art, beautiful writing, whatever. You know, like, beautiful, stunning art. This does not have beautiful, stunning art. It has very simplistic drawings, very hard lines. You know, I don't really like the art style very much. The art isn't very great. But that's really the only thing that holds it back. Everything else is just, and that's what I'm saying. It gets me so excited for Alice in Borderland and Zom 100, because I know this guy can do endings now. And I heard the ending for Alice in Borderland is like extremely profound. So I can't wait. Alright, we're gonna get to our second last volume. That volume is Blue Lock Volume 8. I know I just like said how Hide and Closer is amazing, but this volume is so good, bro. This volume is so good, bro. There's no point in me gushing about how good this volume is. Let me just, okay. First off, the pacing in this volume alone was so amazing. like the I wouldn't even say character arc, but just the character study of Barrow throughout this entire volume, how he slowly and slowly gets, you know, more like nervous and anxious, and eventually starts like bowing down, gets devoured by Isagi, is so masterfully done. I think the pacing is so well in this, at least. Like, because it starts off with, you know, Barrow being, like, you know, at least calm and collected, but it slowly turns, like, into, like, man, they're not passing to me. And Isagi's running, you know, realizing Nagi, you know, Nagi's, like, 100% the better choice every single time, so there's no reason to pass to him. And then Barrow's, like, arc slowly develops and slowly gets better over time. And it's just magnifique. The themes in this manga, it definitely has my favorite themes out of any manga ever. Blue Lock. I love the themes in this manga, and I agree with them so wholeheartedly, of just trying to be like a better self, and just, you know, working for, you know, the things that you can do, and just being you know, and just like, and just training, working hard, and doing all this other stuff. And I've seen, like, art from, like, future Blue Lock chapters, and it's so much better. This art is amazing. Like, the scene, I'm pretty sure I put in my notes, it said, like, I can't keep reading this series, or I'm going to punch a hole in my wall. And the reason I said that was because I was so hyped throughout this entire series. Where is it? Where is the fucking thing I'm looking for? Hold on. Not here. Not here. Bro, the scene where he was like, you know, I guess I have to pass. You know, I'm still creating a goal. I was like, that, so well written. Oh my god, here we go. Just need one more step. Pass to me. I was like, is he gonna pass? Oh my god. This is like, bro, this gave me fear, bro. Like, Blue Lock's art does so well in, like, just showing facial expressions. Like, you can tell how the characters are feeling in, like, every single facial expression type thing. Art is so good, bro. I can't even express to you how amazing this series is, bro. I love it so much. It's in my top 10 manga. It'll probably stay there for a while until, you know, The Boxer finishes, and that becomes my favorite manga of all time. Because I'm also a professional boxer. Right, but I love Blue Lock. Alright, let's get to the final thing. I'm just gonna say it now. It's One Piece. Yeah, One Piece volume 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, and 60. If you don't know what that covers what a lot of people would say is the best arc in One Piece. That covers Sabaody Archipelago, that covers Amazon Lily, that covers Impel Down, that covers the Paramount War, also known as Marineford, and that also covers the post-war. Yeah, I don't think I need to talk about this one. This video's long enough. It's 30 minutes long. I don't think I need to explain this one. I was glued to my seat. My ass was glued to my chair, and my hands were glued to the volume throughout all 10 of these volumes, which I didn't even know was possible. The only time I've ever had that is with Haikyuu. That's my favorite series of all time. And Kaiji, I guess. Kaiji, but Kaiji's is good. Like, come on. Let me just, like, run through good, like, moments I cried in these 10 volumes. Okay. Let me just think real quick. Or actually just moments I liked. Luffy punching Charlos. Thank fucking God. I think the biggest problem I have with One Piece is Oda just puts these characters that are so cartoonishly evil, just like to put us in because, you know, just so we can hate them, which is fine, but he puts too many of them in. Charlos is a good example of that. I get he's trying to show like racism and stuff, but okay. If you've ever read the book Small Great Things, it's a real book. It's a novel. I think it shows racism very well in that book because it actually shows like, you know, the racist people as humans too. Like they have their own ambitions, like goals, motives. You know, they have reasons to be racist. They're just, you know, they're not just racist because they're racist, you know? Charlos is not that. The Celestial Dragons are not that. Like, you literally see Charlos, he's walking on another human, shoots a guy, and then just goes, hey, that girl, she's gonna be my wife. And then just enslaves her. And no one can do anything else about it. Okay? But I love the thing where, like, Luffy, like, made it, like, he did something on impulse, and he's, like, grows from it, and, you know, he now knows not to do shit on impulse, because his whole crew dies, basically. Well, they don't die, they get separated. Literally, the crew separates, Luffy crying, being like, I couldn't even save my crew. When he was yelling at, like, people would be like, run, run, I was like, oh my, we've never seen that. We've never seen Luffy say that. Luffy is not the guy to be like, run, run. That's not Luffy. Even when he was facing Aokiji, he was still like, I'm gonna beat him up. This guy, he was just like, everyone run. Just get away. Like, don't even try. I was like, no, Luffy. And it really just goes into, like, the war art. Like, Amazon Lily I didn't cry at. Impel Down. Oh, the death of Bon Clay. He's probably not dead because Oda doesn't like to kill anybody off apparently. But the death of Bon Clay, Mr. 2, goated. Cried at that. I'm not ashamed to admit it. That shit made me so sad when the shit cut off at the gate and he was like, I'll always be your. It's like, sir, you can't do that to me. And then Marineford, Whitebeard dying and the One Piece exist. Bro, when he was like, was I a good father to you? I was like, yes, you were. You were a great father to all of us. Ace I said, thank you for loving me. Bro. Luffy saying, how can I be the king of the pirates if I'm so weak? What the fuck? Look at Luffy crying. When he's fucking counting on his fingers going, I still have my crew. You gotta be fucking kidding me. You gotta... Oh, and don't get me started about Sabo. The note of, of Sabo to Ace. Oh my god. Oda literally killed the kid. He won't kill, like, a villain we all hate. Like, he won't kill, like, Captain Kuro or some shit. But he'll just kill a child. For fun, basically. I think this is fun for him. I think he's a psychopath. Fuck. I probably shouldn't have done that. Sorry. I was in a fit of rage. Probably shouldn't have done that. I don't want you to see my dirty ass room. I don't want you to see my dirty ass manga. You can see the dirty ass manga room. Okay, we're gonna end it there, guys. Thank you for watching. This is a 40-minute video. I doubt any of you are at the end. But if you are, thank you. I'm gonna go put this shit away and I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm very tired. And I bet you are too. Okay, bye.